This single note was at the centre of possibly the greatest songwriting ripoff of all time.
We sampled them from him, but it's not the same bass line. Like he goes ding 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 ding, boom ding 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 ding, ding ding ding. That's the way theirs goes. Ours goes ding 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 ding, ding 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 ding.
When Vanilla Ice released Ice Ice Baby in 1990, it quickly became his biggest hit. It stormed to the top of the US charts and was just about everywhere. MTV, radio, everywhere. But the global attention quickly meant that certain people noticed something a little too familiar. Yeah, that's Under Pressure, and it was released in 1981. So did Vanilla Ice plagiarise this song? Well, it depends who you ask, and when. Let's go back to the beginning. Queen had tucked themselves away in mountain studios in Montreux, Switzerland, writing and recording material for their 1982 album, Hot Space. A mate of Freddie Mercury's had a house nearby and happened to be in town, a guy who called himself David Bowie. Producer Dave Richards decided to give him a call and set history in motion.
They were recording there and David knew that I was in town and phoned me up and asked me if I'd come down and if I'd like to go down and see what was happening. So I went down. And these things happen, you know, suddenly you're writing something together and it was totally spontaneous. I mean, it certainly wasn't planned. It was peculiar.
And Roger Taylor shed some extra light on this story.
Well, I think the process was we were all drunk and in the studio and we were just for fun, we were playing all sorts of old songs. I remember a couple of old Cream songs and whatever came into our heads. And I think David said, look, hang on a minute, we're going to write one of our own.
And the bass line that caused so much controversy was initially forgotten. Yeah, the story goes that John Deacon came up with it and was playing it on repeat all day. They all then went out for dinner and had some drinks, and afterwards Deacon had completely forgotten that bass line. Luckily, Brian May's astronomical brain managed to remember it, and they started jamming. May brought in a big chordy riff, which he liked because it sounded like The Who, and he loved The Who. However, Bowie had different ideas and changed things up, which irritated him. But May later said he felt like there were too many cooks in the kitchen. And I suppose that's what happens when you've got guys like himself, Freddie Mercury and David Bowie all in the same room. Either way, they came up with the song in one big drunken jam session. What a different time that was. Anyway, we all know the rest. The song is one of the most iconic rock duets ever made. And it's all about that intro bass line. It's so simple that you could hear it once and immediately sing it back. Vanilla Ice heard it and thought, I could use that. And he did. As I said, it was soon all over the radio, and according to a blog post by Freddie Mercury's former assistant, Phoebe Freestone, it soon caught the attention of Freddie Mercury himself. He carried on eating his breakfast and suddenly stopped, frowning. I thought there was a problem with his food, but he said no. He started listening intently and couldn't believe his ears. He was smiling when he said that he couldn't believe what he was hearing. A blatant rip-off. What's funny is that it wasn't even really the band that went after Vanilla Ice. We didn't go to war for it, but the publishers did. So the question then, did Vanilla Ice really steal the song? Well, the short answer is yes. But there's some fine print to this. Amazingly, Vanilla Ice denied that he had copied it exactly, clinging to a tiny difference in the rhythm.
Ding ding ding. That's the way theirs goes. Ours goes ding 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 ding, ding 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 ding.
And technically he is correct there. There is one more beat in his version than in Queen's. But it's not even another note. It's still that same D note. They just added one in where Queen let the percussion do the work. If you weren't paying attention, would you even notice the difference? Now, the stick in the mud is whether this counts as plagiarism or taking inspiration. And Vanilla used a key word at the start of that video.
We sampled them from them, but it's not the same bass line.
Sampling. Sampling has been used for decades, especially in hip-hop, and there's nothing wrong with sampling per se. It's commonly and often brilliantly done in a lot of different genres throughout music. Now, in that video, he says they sampled it, and then that his version is different. That famous extra ding.
Ours goes ding 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 ding.
Then, in a later interview, likely after the lawyers came after him, he backtracked and admitted that he did use Under Pressure, but he made the argument that every rap artist samples music.
Rap music is sampling, and people who don't understand rap music, they say, well, he borrows this or steals this. Rap music, every major rap artist in the world samples music, you know?
He also said that lawyers and publishers only cared because the song went multi-platinum and started making lots of money. And in fairness, he does make a reasonable argument there.
But see, the reason why you don't hear as much controversy going on with other rap groups sampling and stuff is because a good rap record in the United States just goes gold. I mean, that's a good rap, that's a lot for one rap record, you know, to go gold. And platinum is like, you barely get that for a rap record. You know, platinum records a lot for rap. And I sold 5 platinum. So, you know, it's like they're going to definitely come and get me. But for somebody that goes gold, it's not even worth their time to go get a lawyer and pay for the lawyer and everything just for a gold record. You know what I'm saying?
The key here is how they went about it. The Oxford Dictionary defines plagiarism as presenting work or ideas from another source as your own, with or without consent of the original author, by incorporating it into your work without full acknowledgement. And that's the key. Adding an extra note might mean Vanilla Ice didn't copy their work, if only by the strictest definition. But if you didn't obtain permission or give people proper credit, well, that's plagiarism. Vanilla Ice didn't gain permission or give credit until after the lawyers came after him, and while he might have a point that they probably wouldn't have bothered if he hadn't sold so many copies, the facts are the facts. In the end, Queen and Bowie's legal teams came knocking, and they settled the matter in private rather than going through a long, expensive court process. But he did pay dearly. So they came to a settlement, which was that he pays us most of the money he's ever generated with that song. We're all right with that. We became a part of the writing team, if you like. In fact, Vanilla Ice claimed he later spent $4 million and bought the rights to Under Pressure outright because it was cheaper than paying royalties. However, I should mention that a spokesperson for Queen said that this was completely untrue. In any case, I guess what it comes down to is acknowledging your influences properly. That's an interesting example though, isn't it? I mean, he made something new and interesting and people liked it. So I guess it's about acknowledging your influences. That's the decent thing to do. Ice Ice Baby, it still makes me smile. Now, I've done a video about a similar story about the time George Harrison found himself in court for plagiarising a song. There's a sneaky twist involving a certain former manager as well. It's pretty fascinating stuff.